Hey gang, Spada coming at you, and today we are taking a look at Battleblade's Bumblebee from the Hunt for the Decepticons line. Now I'm starting off this review in robot mode because, well, that's the way he is packaged, so I'm going to start off with him this way. And this will also give you an idea of how to get him transformed into vehicle mode. As you can see, he is a little bit of a hunchback thanks to the nature of his transformation and all the robot kibble. And he is pretty much from about here down, it's pretty much the same figure as we've gotten from the past couple of Bumblebees. But the rest of the figure is very similar to his his Human Alliance toy. It's very similar to that figure. Now, in this mode, he does have a couple of features. First off, he, on this arm, has a gun, which, fold that up, fold his hand back, open up his forearm, which will allow you to fold his gun forward, and you could just close up his forearm. And here we have his gun. I like the gun. I think it's a nice little addition. It just looks weird because you can obviously see the hand folded up back there. And the hands are I really like the hands. The hands have a nice posable thumb, which is really nice. And they've got the Simpsons four-finger syndrome, which I find funny. The other ability he has in this mode is to deploy a battle axe, which push that button on his forearm, and that flips the axe out. You fold out the axe head, and here we have an axe. Problem with the axe is it's backwards. I'm convinced that they put this on backwards because you're pretty much just bonking someone on the back of the axe when the blade of the axe is up here. So if he's holding it, the blade of the axe, and he goes like that, the blade of the axe is going to be that way, unless you turn his arm around, which just looks painful. So I actually do like the battle axe and gun. I think that's a nice combination for the figure. The other thing that he could do in this mode is flip down his visor, which actually doesn't slide down, it slides forward, and then you just kind of flip it down and fiddle with it till it's in place. And as you can see, I'm failing miserably. But that looks pretty good, and I do enjoy that. I like the little battle mask that you can deploy. That's pretty cool. His face is actually really well done, and it's got some very nice light piping. The light piping comes through there, and you get it right in the eyes, and that's nice. I'm just getting tired of the gas cap mouth. That's getting a little bit annoying. There is one really, really big problem with my figure, and I don't know if it's just with my figure. A lot of my Generations figures and a lot of the deluxe figures have really bad hip joints. These ball joints are ridiculously loose. I mean, they're just, I don't know if you've seen it when I've been playing around, but he just falls down on his own. He's really top-heavy. Not really top-heavy, he's a little top-heavy because of the kibble, and he just collapses down. It's really, really frustrating because he just keeps, he's falling apart practically, and that's a real problem with this figure for me. I don't know if that's a problem with the figure in the entire line, but it's a problem with my figure. Now, let's go ahead and get him into vehicle mode. We're going to start off by by folding back his weapons, and then rotating the tops of his forearms around like this, and then we'll just fold his hands up. Oops. Be sure not to deploy the battle axe into Bumblebee's face. Next thing we'll do is come back here and fold the entirety of his hips out like that. We'll take the arms, and put them straight out, and take the back and just fold it and get it out of the way. Just kind of get it out of the way. We'll come back to that in a minute. Take this and fold it up. Now this, actually, you have to unpeg it from back here, just like Human Alliance Bumblebee. Now this is a problem for a lot of people, is getting this little Autobot symbol out of the way, and I found that just getting it like that, pushing the head all the way back, and then just quickly forcing it past it actually makes it a lot easier. There's very little clearance there, but it does work. So once you have the head under, you can actually fold the head forward and flip this down. You don't have to fold the head forward, just flip that down. Then take the arms, turn them such that the yellow part is pointing up and that the part on the forearm is pointing down. That allows us to come in like this. So we'll do it again over here. Turn it like that, turn it so that this yellow piece is pointing up and the forearm is pointing down. That'll allow you to bring it into the main body of the vehicle. Then you can collapse the doors a little bit and collapse the wheels a little bit, which would allow you to which will clear everything, so you can bring them in, the wheels in, and snap them into the tops of the shoulder arms. I like to leave the doors open just a little bit. That'll help a little bit later on. So next, we're going to just fold in the heel spurs and then collapse the legs. And fold these bits back and snap them into place. Maybe do it on camera, that'd be great. So I'm going to take it, a little bit of automorph going on here. All the other joints are tight on my figure. On my figure, all the other joints are tight, except those that are right here. So now that we've collapsed that all into place, we can go ahead and work on the hood, or the roof. Now you notice it's not going to fit. The reason I fold this out is so it just makes it easier to work on the legs. So we'll fold it back in, attach those together, and we'll be able, so what I did was I folded this back in to the body and then plug these two back parts together. I'm going to fold down the roof and then fold the whole thing back, slide the tab underneath the rear bumper, and just get everything lined up and snap it in place. And like every single Bumblebee, you're going to have to play with it. It just doesn't always work the first time. You're just going to have to fiddle with it until you get it into car mode. Now, one thing I didn't have in robot mode was I didn't have these bits in the front pulled up. That's because I don't like the look. So we'll just collapse that all back down. Ah! And here we have Bumblebee in Camaro mode. And out of all the Camaros, next to the Human Alliance, this is my favorite. I really do like this Camaro mode. The Human Alliance Camaro mode is my favorite, but this is a very, very close second. It looks, and after seeing a couple of Camaros on the road, I really like this car, and this is the most accurate. So, do you need yet another Bumblebee figure in your collection? This is what, Bumblebee number 8? If you don't have the Human Alliance Bumblebee, I would pick this guy up. I really would. It doesn't have the Sam Witwicky figure, and it doesn't have those stupid passenger seats on its arms, which is nice. You do see some Robot Kibble underneath, but that's to be expected. But otherwise, this is a great figure. And besides the hip problems, or the ball joint problems on the hips, this is a fantastic figure. It's got plenty of posability. It's a little top-heavy, but otherwise, this is great. So far, other than the Human Alliance figure, this is the default Bumblebee figure that deserves to be in your collection.